We welcome you to Atlanta. The Simulation Football League action starts soon here tonight as Carolina is in town to take on the Atlanta Swarm. The Skyhawks and the Swarm, two teams that know each other very well, and Atlanta, Georgia will know them both very shortly. 10 meetings between these two teams. Atlanta holds the crown between them, but Carolina got the best of the Swarm in Week 11 of Season 18, the last time these two teams met, and we'll see who gets the best of them tonight. Andy Hamilton along with Jacob Clear. Jacob, quite the battle between these two teams coming up.
G'day Andy, g'day SFL Nation. Good to be back in the booth this weekend, and as you say, a very enticing matchup with a lot of history between these two sides. Interestingly, Carolina have had their best start this season since Season 11, where they started 6-0 and ended up 7-5. And alternatively, Atlanta in their 12 seasons in the SFL have never started 0-3. So both teams looking to come into this game, particularly Atlanta, looking to reshape the way that they play to potentially pick up that first win and end the winless drought.
Yeah, for Atlanta, their worst season in franchise history was Season 18. They went 4-8 in that season, trying to continue a reign of dominance. They were 11-1 in Season 20. Carolina 7-5 in Season 20. They're trying to keep the good times rolling, and it all starts here tonight. Carolina in all white, set to kick off. The Swarm at home say, give us the football. We want offense out on the field. Gerald Smith, Benjamin Warner on stats, and we are underway from Atlanta. They are going to bring out this return out across the 10, 15, 20, and up to the 25-yard line, and that is where Atlanta will bring the offense out. Bryant Dynasty, the seventh-year man, leads this offensive unit.
And Kyle Finnemore on the return has been very impressive in the passing game with Dynasty. Look for him to make an immediate impact out of that slot.
Also have Siege Falco and Boo Chisholm. We'll run through the rest of the offense here momentarily. Three receivers wide. Nickel look here out of Carolina's defense to start this one off. 1st and 10. First quarter action. The first play from scrimmage is a flip to BDG Hollywood, who is stopped on the outside. Mojo McLean with the pursuit.
And it's been a very uncharacteristic season for BDG Hollywood. He's outside the top 25 in all categories, rushing-wise. This could be a huge game for him if he needs to get his season going on the ground.
Nickel look again. Dynasty, 5-step drop, throws that one out of the reach, but a flag is thrown, and I think we're going to see pass interference here. Not my favorite penalty of the weekend, but we'll get a second look here to see if that one was a pass interference indeed.
Yeah, it looked pretty clear cut. He was taken out before the ball got to him. Sometimes those can be a bit of a toss-up, but that one looked pretty straightforward. Carolina make a pretty costly mistake.
Atlanta moves their drive down the field a little bit, and Dynasty will have 1st and 10 at about the 42-yard line, moving towards that midfield stripe. Hollywood in the backfield along with O'Brien. Stretches it out. O'Brien with the block. Hollywood picks up 5. Let's take you through the rest of this Atlanta offense. BDG, Mitchell O'Brien in the backfield for Dynasty. Kyle Finnemore, Siege Falco, Boo Chisholm are the receivers. Phenom Shine and Why Not Airlet are the tight ends. Carter Hollywood and Sam Falco are the offensive linemen. Tackle and guard, respectively, 76 and 66. Look out for them on the line. Dynasty gives Hollywood, shakes it back inside. Hollywood shut down by McLean again, right around the midfield stripe.
Yeah, right on cue, those guards that Atlanta have made a really big gap in the middle of a line. BDG Hollywood ran away from it and got taken quite early. It's been a tough start for the rushing game.
3rd and 4. Some shifting here out of Carolina's defense. They're looking like they're playing man. See what Dynasty has for him on 3rd down. It's a pitch. Hollywood, left side, bounces off of one. Stiff arm. Hollywood has the edge. Hollywood spins out of another. Vintage Hollywood all the way down to the 32-yard line.
Vintage Hollywood is absolutely right, and we haven't seen much of that so far this season, but that's a really important run if he's to get going tonight. You just see there the play was blown up and dead to rights in the backfield, but he kept going, got the spin move on that last defender, carries it forward. That's a huge run from BDG Hollywood, and that'll get the home crowd right into it.
And they need him to get going. This team looking for a victory, and Hollywood's a big part of that. Hall of Famer, 14 seasons here, 4 All-Stars. They'll give him another run up the gut. He'll pick up 3 before being chased down and gets a little help up off the ground from Compton there.
I spoke to Joshua Williams in pre-game, and they said that he was going to get even more involved, BDG Hollywood, and we're seeing early that they're very hesitant to pass unless they absolutely have to. We're going to see a lot more of this today.
Dynasty adjusting the play at the line. 4 down linemen here for Carolina on 2nd and 7. Stretch play going left. Hollywood shakes it, angles it. Stiff arm. Oh, man, just dragged down there at about the 14.
Oh, that was very close to breaking off there. I think one of the safeties there saves the day because BDG Hollywood had no one in front of him by the time that lead block had developed. It was a good job by the tight end, Arlette, to keep pushing it forward, but this is a really positive start from BDG Hollywood, and it's exactly what they needed.
Davidson Joseph cleaned that one up, might have saved the touchdown. 1st down, 10 to go from the 15 itself. 3 wide receivers on. It's Finnemore out there along with Siege Falco. Boo Chisholm now will move from the top of your screen to the bottom. Tristan Hatley chases him across the field. Pitch out. Hollywood here on this left side. Shakes, bakes. Hollywood still on his feet. 10, 5, turns the corner. Hollywood is in. Touchdown, Atlanta.
He's done it again. This time there's no one home for Carolina to snuff it out, and BDG gets the score that he needed to get his game going tonight. It's been a tough start of the season for BDG Hollywood, but he looked electric on that drive. Carolina did a good job to hold him out. They're going to challenge this. Whoa.
Hold up on that one. They are going to check to see his feet and whether they were in or out of bounds. And we've known BDG over the course of his career to toe tap the sideline. And Jacob, let's take a closer look.
Yeah, I like the look of it in real time, but he went out. That's a good call by Carolina.
Oh, yeah, right there.
1 foot across about half of it. It's enough to overturn this.
And they will overturn that. That was our retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com. So Hollywood off the board. 6 points come down here in Atlanta, and it's 0-0 still. It's under 7 minutes to play, and we'll see if Atlanta can punch this one in. Single back going with 2 tight ends out here along with 2 wide receivers. Dynasty has only thrown 3 touchdowns this season. 1st and goal. Give right up the gut. Hollywood shakes off one, only gets a yard.
Yeah, it's going to be one of them games from Atlanta, Andy, where they will only pass if they have to. And this is a situation where they're going to continue to go to BDG Hollywood until it's unreasonable to do so. As we see them line up in another Joker set, this is, again, another run.
2 in the backfield. Mitchell O'Brien right in front of Hollywood. Pitch out. Hollywood takes the angle off the right side, and he's in for his 3rd touchdown of the year. It took a minute, but BDG finally gets 6.
Well, he was upset that they took the original one off him, so decided to disrespect one of the Carolina defenders to go in anyway. This is it probably wasn't necessary to with the stiff arm of that measure, but great score by Atlanta in the end, and they probably had 2 or 3 occasions where he almost broke free for a big score. They make it a bit more methodical in the end, but yeah, huge drive. Only 1 pass attempt the entire game, and it was ruled out, entire drive rather, that was ruled out by DPI.
Extra point up and good. 9 plays, 75-yard drive is good for the score. 6 points for BDG Hollywood, and Hollywood, like you were saying there, Jacob, accounted for 59 of those yards.
Well, effectively, and all 9 of the plays involved in that drive. Obviously, we wipe off the penalty, but Atlanta clearly looking to get the ground game going heavily.
Kick is away, and Carolina will kneel this one down and take it at the 20-yard line. Matt South leads this offense out. South, get this, Jacob, one of the least sacked quarterbacks in the league, has only been sacked once this season, and only has 1 interception as well. They have been keeping him clean on the offensive side. Split backs, pro look here against Atlanta's 4-3 to start this drive. They will give a run right up the middle. That is Hattori Hanzo. Hanzo's still on his feet and finally wrestled down after picking up 5. Just shot out of the middle of that gap.
Yeah, not only the benefactor of a good offensive line is Matt South, but also their run game. Both of the backs for Carolina have been really efficient this season. We know Hanzo's got a lot of top-end speed as a fullback. Look to get them both involved today. They're both very talented players.
2 receivers, top of the screen, 4 down linemen. Pitch out off this right side, and here she goes. Ike McBride. McBride across the 40, across the 50. 1 to beat McBride. Shoved out of bounds on the Atlanta sideline, but a huge run for Mike McBride moves the chains.
Yeah, we're going to get locked into a running game today. Overall, there's another run breaks free. This time it's Carolina who have gotten their run game going, so it's both sides are full steam ahead at the moment, and it just didn't quite have the speed to get beyond. I think it was Cree Higgins, one of the linebackers, that got in support there for Atlanta, but worrying signs for both sides defensively if these run games are going to be plowing through. This could be a very open game.
Split pro look again. They gave it to Hattori Hanzo out of this earlier. They give it to him again. Hanzo is stuffed right up the middle. Play there coming from the linebacker to make the stop.
A good tackle up the middle, and Hanzo, as we said, has been the more efficient of the two. Obviously, he's had less volume than Ike McBride, but is always capable of a big play.
They will pitch out here. Hanzo tackled behind the line of scrimmage. I think that was Cree Higgins in there to make the stop.
A good tackle, and I think he was involved in the previous play as well. It was Diamond Blackwell who was the last in support on that big run that McBride made, and now Higgins is making it happen in the middle. Atlanta have locked it down. Carolina to pass.
3rd and 11. Bunch formation for South. South moves in the pocket, has time, throws back off his back foot, way overshot the receiver. That was a tough throw, and Harish Prasad was not really that far down the field.
Absolutely, we know how good Harish Prasad is downfield. That was a decent look because he had separation from the Atlanta defender, but like you said, it was overbaked by Matt South, and Carolina will punt it back.
So an early stop here from Atlanta. Punt is away, and this one will be fair caught at about the 14-yard line, and that's where Atlanta's offense will come back out. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sidelines and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. Speaking of involved, 9 carries, 60 rushes for BDG Hollywood, but they will throw on this first play from scrimmage. Check down across the middle, caught and stuffed after picking up a yard for Kyle Finnemore. Might be the shortest pass play you see all day.
And Trevon Prasad's been very good for Carolina's defense this season, as he always is, but it seems like he's taken a step forward in a real leadership role for the back end of Carolina's defense.
3 receivers wide. Atlanta up 7-0. Carolina looking for a stop. Dynasty rolls out, protected, fires. That is caught. Finnemore again. First down.
Here we go. This is one of Atlanta. When Atlanta pass, this is the favorite target in a lot of respects. I I've seen a couple of games where Atlanta have failed to target Siege Falco for quite a large portion of the game, and Dynasty really loves what he sees from Finnemore out the slot, and twice already he's been targeted. Again, look for more of that as the game progresses.
Two tight ends out. Dynasty, short drop again. Throws that one, almost picked off. Oh, in and out of the hands of Amin England, excuse me. And eBay almost had pick 6 written all over that one.
Oh yeah, and he's one of the stars of the defense. You'd expect that to be taken away. Instead, Dynasty gets away with one there, and again, they're just starting to change their approach ever so slightly.
Two receivers wide. Dynasty, another throw. This one down the middle, offline.
Yeah, looking for why not Arlette there over the back, and that one's overthrown as well. So both passing games have been a bit stagnant thus far. Only one real pass completion of any stature, and we'll see another one here, quad formation from Atlanta.
4 wide here for the Swarm. Single back is Hollywood. Dynasty, late pressure coming, throws, no good. Offline there, was looking for Finnemore, and Carolina gets their stop.
Yeah, again looking for Finnemore, one of those corner routes that he runs to the outside edge. Instead, it falls incomplete, and after the back of Carolina punting it away, Atlanta are going to do the same.
Yeah, so interesting there, Jacob. They run Dynasty 9 times in that opening drive, and they drop back and throw it 5 times in a row here.
Yeah, absolutely. Really interesting to see how Atlanta's offensive game plan changed completely in the space of 2 drives.
Might have been trying to catch Carolina off guard. Either way. For league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website, simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. Carolina, 1 pass, 3 rushes from Hanzo, 1 for Mike McBride for 35 yards, and that was their drive last time. Let's see what South has for him this time. South! Sacked for the 2nd time this season. He is dropped, and that is Mickey Gibson.
And Mickey Gibson, the unlikely hero, coming in and taking out the quarterback, and Matt South just took a bit too long and absorbed too much of the pressure that Atlanta were putting up in the front end, and that's a good start for Atlanta's defense on this corresponding drive. I think their offense let them down on the previous possession.
The Hive is buzzing here in Atlanta after that big play. 2nd and 13. South, pressure coming. South has to scramble out of it. I don't know if that counts as a sack or not, but Diamond Blackwell with the play.
Well, it would, because I wonder, I mean, he's still been dropped 3 yards. I don't think it matters in the stat column as much to him, but it's still a tackle for loss, no less, and forces Carolina into a heavy passing situation, and thus far it hasn't really connected. It was early on, Ike McBride was the one that sort of set the drive alight for Carolina. Now Matt South needs to pass, get his first completion of the game here to keep the drive going.
3rd and long. South, deep drop, has to fire off the back foot, picked off! Oh, that's going to be points! Grant Hardaway to the end zone! Tackled short! They got him at the goal line! They're going to have to look at that one.
He was very close, but my initial guess is that he was just shy of the goal line. I think it was Harish Prasad who got back in support and made the play. You can see there, Ike McBride, I think it was, in fact, was there as well, but I think Harish was on his back and just carried through into the end zone, but irrespective, it's, a fingernail over the line here. You'd expect a carry for BDG Hollywood to bust straight up the middle.
Grant Hardaway, man, wanted that one bad. They didn't give it to him, and Hardaway, the 3rd-year man, did not score. Give Hollywood, left side, stuffed! Hollywood not going to get there that time. Nice play on the defensive side by Danny Stinson.
There you go. Well, Carolina standing up, but yeah, you're right. I mean, that's one he'll look back on, and one that it could have been a first career pick 6 for the 2nd season player, but another ace formation for Atlanta. We've seen this before.
Pitch. Hollywood walks the dog. Hollywood stiff arm. Oh, points again. BDG is back in the end zone, and Atlanta up 13.
Was the same case as the last scoring play. BDG Hollywood with the stiff arm to get into the end zone. This time, poor Mojo McLean is the victim of the Hollywood train, and man, I mean, he looked good early. This is a breakthrough performance. This is, you're seeing why he's the #1 running back of all time statistically in this league. He's a true talent, and this would be a real confidence booster for the home team.
Extra point is up from Sammy Steele and good. 14-0. Atlanta on top off of the interception there. Grant Hardaway, the 6'3" free safety with the pick, almost cribbed it.
Yeah, and Matt South's going to need to clean that up because he was saved perhaps by the officials, not so much by Harish Prasad, from the embarrassment of having that pick 6 labelled up in the column. But that was a really bad error. If you look back on the pass that he made, it was a bad read, threw it straight to the defender, and so far, I don't think he's thrown a completion yet, Matt South, in this quarter. It's been a really tough start for Carolina's offense.
Well, the beautiful part, Jacob, about football, there's 4 quarters, right? So the first quarter might not have gone your way. Still plenty of time to work that one out. Just like life, plenty of time to work out what may have gone wrong early. First down, 10 yards to go. Give right up the middle. Hanzo picks up 3.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to go back to. That run game was successful on the opening drive. It's just the passing game. Again, there might be a similar approach for Carolina in the sense that they're only going to pass when they absolutely have to. And given they like running with a fullback, it's unlikely that McBride will tire as quickly as BDG Hollywood, so they can go to both.
Give McBride. Wow, what a tackle on the outside, one-on-one. Diamond Blackwell makes the play there. Third down again.
Yeah, and it's always a sight when you see an open field tackle like that on a tailback. The talents that this league has at the backfield position offensively. That was a really good tackle.
Split spread look. Nickel here out of Atlanta. 2 linebackers in the game, 4 defensive linemen. Blitz coming. South pressured but stands in the pocket and throws. That is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Prasad. Defending over there for Atlanta was Jay Miraculous.
Yeah, and that's disastrous for Matt South because he put it in the right area. It looked like Harish Prasad might have been taken away from the ball, but not illegally, according to the official. And Carolina are going to have to punt this one away for a second time today.
The Swarm going to get the ball back. 14-0. It has been all Atlanta here at the Hive. Return here. Falco gets a couple. And we'll go down there. 51 seconds to go. Atlanta got the opening kick. They went right down the field, had a touchdown. Then with a pick, they punched in another score, and now the ball right back in their hands, Jacob.
An excellent field position as well. At least you get to start at the 35. It's plenty of distance, but I mean, Hollywood looks very good at the moment, and Dynasty has looked better out of the 2 quarterbacks. It's been a tough start for both passing games. But the Dynasty connection to Finnemore has been established, but look for more of BDG.
Dynasty checks down Hollywood with the catch. Hollywood shakes one, steps out of bounds, picks up 7. Really good passing offense out of Atlanta this season. They are 6th best in yards per game coming into tonight's game, but 27th in points per game. They're averaging just 15 points a game. Any score on this drive, Jacob, they surpass their average.
Yeah, absolutely. It hasn't been efficiency, it's been getting it into the end zone. Sometimes that can be a challenge, and it's just been a negative for BDG Hollywood as he gets the carry there and short, and that's unfortunate. That's been the case for many of his runs this season. It's just sometimes he hasn't quite gotten that acceleration and that initial burst that's seen him explode like we would perhaps be used to.
We'll set them up here, 3rd and 4. Here is the give. Hollywood off this left side. Hollywood is Swarm. Monty Wyatt makes the tackle, and a stop for Carolina, but that will take us to the end of this first quarter. All Atlanta in the first frame of action. 14-0, the Swarm up here at home. Andy Hamilton along with Jacob Clear, Gerald Smith, and Benjamin Warner running the stats for us. Cameron Irvine behind the scenes producing as well. We got more SFL action for you here. 3 quarters to go from the Hive in Atlanta. 2 receivers to the top of the screen, 2 in the backfield for Bryant Dynasty in this offense. Pitch out, Hollywood off the right side, plenty of room. Hollywood with a great block from Boo Chisholm. Hollywood has the first down and more out to the 32-yard line.
It was a fantastic block by Boo Chisholm to make the downfield play, but it slowed him down, if anything, and perhaps could have prevented the score. It allowed Carolina to get back. But he looks electric, and you see there 89 yards already, averaging at 6.5. That's not really inflated at 6.5. He hasn't had too many huge runs to sort of push that forward. He has genuinely been a 6.5 yards per carry player this afternoon, and yeah, it's been a very good start for BDG.
1st and 10 again. They will give Hollywood another run. Hollywood trying to burrow behind the lineman, and Monte Wyatt comes up and drops him for a loss of 1.
Yeah, that time the block doesn't develop, but early on, I mean, the lead blocking for Atlanta has been superb, and that's just created the platform for him. You see more of Mitchell O'Brien just pushing forward, but also the tight end Shine and Arlette.
3 wide here. 2nd and long, can barely see that first down marker in the bottom left of your screen. Dynasty looking to throw, fires deep down the middle of the field. That is caught! Collected by Kyle Finnemore, his 3rd grab of the game. It's 1st and goal.
Yeah, and this is what we said in pre-game. Finnemore is the favoured target of Bryant Dynasty, and you can see why. Again, it's another little seam through the middle, and he just has enough separation from the safety to reel that one in, and Carolina need to tighten that up early on. That slot area for Atlanta is very dangerous, and Dynasty exploits it again.
1st and goal, long 1st and goal. They're sitting at the 7-yard line. 2 in the backfield. Give Hollywood off this right side. Shakes, bakes, and buried at the line of scrimmage. Nothing more doing there. Nice play by Mojo McLean.
Yeah, he's waiting for the block to develop, but it all missed, and he gets planted in the backfield. That's not an ideal start, but they'll go back to him again.
2nd and goal. Split jokers here. They are going to move Chisholm from the top of the screen down to the bottom, and Carolina will have Davidson Joseph rush out to guard him. Give right up the middle. That is Mitchell O'Brien. Gains a couple. The fullback gets a carry.
Yeah, gets a carry to take a little bit of the load off of BDG Hollywood. But I was sort of thinking when they sent Chisholm in motion that they were going to look to pass in that situation with Carolina loading up the box. But they'll go to the pass now.
3 receivers wide. Dynasty. Carolina brings pressure. Dynasty throws. Oh, the toe tap is incomplete. Cannot get the feet in bounds.
That was close. That was very close for Boo Chisholm. And I'll tell you
Joseph
what,
almost picked it.
That was a good tip by Davidson Joseph. We know how good he is. He's an elite defensive back for this Carolina secondary. That's a huge play on the goal line with a play that would very easily have been a touchdown had that play not have been made. Atlanta will push it out 17.
Kind of surprised Carolina didn't want to take a second look at that. Sammy Steele sends this one up, and good. 17-0 now. Atlanta out in front.
Still a result for Atlanta. I mean, like you said, any score takes them above their scoring average, and you're now effectively 3 scores up on Carolina, who have been very good this season. I mean, this is a tough opponent, and they're making good work of it.
And that average is kind of flattened a little bit by that opening game against Louisiana. Had 13 in that one. Have scored 20 and 28 in recent weeks since. have scored 6 and 28 in recent weeks since. So the 28 last week against Florida on the road is closer to where they are now. But Carolina not quite done.
Well, we've seen a few times where teams have come out off the bye this season and have improved exponentially, and Atlanta are the recent case. I mean, obviously that 28 last week was impressive again against a tough opponent. This week it's even better. Defensively, they've locked up as well, so this is a huge improvement for Atlanta.
Matt South did not complete a pass in that first quarter of action. Just 6 runs for positive yards. Harish Prasad targeted on 3 throws. They will move 1 to the bottom of the screen. South gives. Ike McBride, left side, no. Shut down by Diamond Blackwell.
Yeah, this Atlanta linebacking core has shown up and is ready to play. They knew that they were going to get a heavy dosage of Ike McBride today, and they're really putting pressure on the outside edge. They know where she likes to run into, and so far Atlanta have really locked it up.
She had that 135-yard carry. They'll give it to her again. McBride breaks this one off a little bit. Henry finally wraps her up there at the 40.
Yeah, it was another one of those situations where it came down to the last defender and the tackle was made. Almost broke this one free completely. You could see Atlanta had 2 men on the back end and one of them missed, but a good tackle in the end by Henry to drag her down, but that's a better carry.
It's a very vital drive for Carolina. If they can go down and score some points, would show Atlanta that they mean business. If they stall out here, Atlanta's in a really good position to maybe have an easy night. Give McBride shut down in the backfield, loss of only a yard, and that's probably generous. Nice play there on the defensive side. I think that was Sean Allen who burst through.
Yeah, and completely untouched as well. No one picked him up from that safety position, comes straight through and reads the run perfectly. Atlanta have just got McBride covered very well at the moment.
Hanzo shifts back into a running back position. Here's South looking to throw, flips it. Hanzo diving catch. Whoa, back up to his feet. They said that he was marked down. He'll pick up a couple.
First completion of the game for Matt South. It was a bit of a wacky one. The player in motion went back till they turned it into an offset eye package, and he ran just straight up the middle and got the catch. But this is a big third down here in the game.
I spread look. South, 5-step drop. Pressure coming. They're just off the 4-man blitz. Throws it into double coverage, and a flag comes in. Pass interference. South was thrown into a large group of black jerseys.
Yeah, and again, it's Prasad, the target. It was 2 Atlanta defenders around him. Well, that's a tough one for Atlanta's defense. It looked like the ball may have already gotten to Harish Prasad, but you can kind of flip a coin on that one. But Carolina needed that call desperately. It was Atlanta's defense was all over him, and again, that was a play that, you know, had that have been not given a flag, you would have said that was good defense by Atlanta.
So that bails out the Skyhawks. Drive continues. South floats one. Caught. Prasad on the little hook route. Picks up 9. His first grab of the day.
He finally hit him. It's been a tough start for Harish Prasad. It's been Matt South's most used target thus far. I believe outside of the Hanzo catch, he's been the only targeted player. It's an important catch.
Hanzo along with McBride. They'll give. They're pulling a guard. McBride runs and is finally shoved down there. Nice first down carry as they pulled Ricky Rigatoni.
Yeah, one of the 2 contract linemen, Ricky Rigatoni, along with Chris Cross on the offensive line for Carolina. We mentioned early on how impressive they've been at keeping Matt South upright, that time creating the space for Ike McBride to run into, and here we go. We're at Carolina now in the red zone.
Red zone indeed. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Hanzo going to shift back. He caught a pass when he shifted back last time. Let's see what he does here on 1st down. South looking to throw it. Flips across the middle. Caught! Touchdown, Riley Quintero! Carolina strikes.
Agent Q checking in. The #1 receiver on Carolina's roster has been targeted, and it's a scoring play for Matt South. It's been a tough start for Carolina's passing offense, but this is a magical read by Matt South to split the two Atlanta defenders on the line. Hits his main man, and that's a huge play to get Carolina moving.
We call that a dime there, Jacob. That was on a laser. What a throw. 17-6, extra point pending here. Malone Brown on, sends this one up right down the pipe. 17-7, and Carolina showing signs of life here. They are not done.
Yeah, and that was huge because Atlanta's defense was all over them for a point, and then the DPI penalty got them a little bit of space, and that was a beautiful throw by Matt South. They need more of that. Huge play for Carolina.
Kick is away. Atlanta going to take a kneel down in the end zone. Take this one out to the 20. Liking the game so far? Smash that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There's no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Two in the backfield. Twins, bottom of the screen. 4-3 look out of Carolina. Atlanta trying to extend their lead back to where it was. Give Hollywood shut down. Nothing there. Coming right off the edge like a rocket was Trevon Prasad.
Yeah, that's already his 16th carry of the game. He's on track for well over 40, you would think. We've seen multiple games where tailbacks get into the 40 region for carries, and BDG seems certainly on track for that.
Give Hollywood down bottom of the screen. Hollywood stiff arm. Hollywood! Oh, baby! Hollywood down the sideline and finally out of bounds right at the 49-yard line. What a run!
What a run, but Atlanta are giving Carolina a masterclass in blocking. It looked like he didn't even have to put a move on here. You can just see there was only one move necessary, and that stiff arm again for BDG Hollywood has been huge tonight. He's scored twice off of the back of a stiff arm. This time he's able to get downfield off it, but again, Atlanta's lead blocking offensively has been superb, and it has really set up the platform for him to have a big night.
Two tight ends on Dynasty. Flips outside. That one is caught, and they will not even give a yard there to the tight end. Why not Airlet?
Yeah, a little quick out to the top of the screen. Not sure about that one. They have used the ace quite a lot. They like getting Shine and Arlette both on the field at the same time in a passing set. That time it doesn't work, but they'll go back to the spread.
Airlet's got 2 scores this season, so they use him a lot. Couldn't get anything going there on that one. Finnemore now will switch. 2 in the backfield. Nickel look here out of Carolina. Dynasty going to roll out. Well protected. Fires back across the middle. Tipped up and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Finnemore. A little bit of a dangerous pass after it hit him in the hands.
Well, and he should have had it. Kyle Finnemore, he's been very good early when targeted. That time just falls out of play. Perhaps the pressure for Carolina's secondary right there was enough to make it up. But here we go. Carolina are starting to sway the ledger a little bit.
3rd down, 10 to go. Outside of field goal range. Dynasty pump fakes. Dynasty going to run and slides down short of the line to gain. The pump was something special, but it didn't really freeze the defense much.
Yeah, that was tough. I think he tried to have a look downfield at what was opening, and it didn't quite develop. And yeah, big play. Carolina's defense gets the stand, and off the back of the score, and all of a sudden, the momentum is just swaying ever so slightly.
So a stop for the Skyhawks. They will get the ball back. Here's a nice little return out across the 20 to the 25-yard line, and that is where Harish Prasad will set this offense up to get to work.
Well, there we go. 2 minutes, just under 3 minutes remaining in the half, and a score here for Carolina could make for a very good second half. But like you said early on, it's a game of 4 quarters. Thus far, it has definitely been a game of 4 quarters. Early on, Atlanta's dominance in the first quarter rather, has been matched so far by Carolina.
South fires one. Oh, what a grab! Talk nice to me, Riley Quintero. That's the nice hands catch of the game, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23.
And that's a justified call. Off the back of the touchdown, comes out on the preceding drive and gets it going. It was a tough start for Matt South, and all of a sudden, Agent Q has come to play for Carolina's offense, and it's all of a sudden you can just sense that the home team's a little bit on the ropes.
New set of downs. Give Hanzo right up the middle. Hattori Hanzo picks up 2.
Good progress early on from Hanzo and such, but that time Atlanta's defense has been quite good against the run so far today. The early run from McBride, there hasn't been much like that since from Carolina.
That'll take us to the 2-minute warning. 17-7, Atlanta on top at home, but Carolina with the football trying to make some noise here on this drive. Two to play here in Atlanta in this first half. Swarm have 5 down linemen, 2 linebackers. This is interesting. Carolina, 2 backs in the backfield. Will it be Hanzo? Will it be McBride? South will throw instead. South fires deep down the middle. Tipped it incomplete. Was trying to connect with Vince DeSantis.
It was a good call.
Yeah.
In all essence, it was, he got the tight end free off the run and almost was able to reel that one in. Good coverage by Atlanta's secondary to make the play, and we'll see what they draw up here. This is a new formation, trips to the bottom of the screen.
4 receivers spread out. Single back is McBride. South for the 9th time tonight will look to throw. Checks down McBride. McBride gets a block. McBride through another. McBride first down and shoved out of bounds.
If we get a replay of this, get a look at this block here by Harish Prasad on the downfield play. That's what created the first down. Look at that. It's just little things like that you've got to get right in games where you're on the ropes a little bit. And that time Carolina makes it happen there off a screen and just slowly starts to inch it downfield with 1:30 left.
Her first catch of the game goes for 9 and moves the chains. Carolina now getting towards field goal range. Hanzo! Man, big run, picks up 8, lowered the shoulder on a man.
Yeah, he was looking at BDG Hollywood, who was doing that on his early carries. There says, I can do that too. Mows over Chris Henry, I think it was, and gets a good gain of about 8. They got to rush back to the line here. Ace formation.
Running back split off to the right. 2 receivers off the line. They'll move a tight end back. They'll move a receiver up. Tight end moving all the way across the line is Solomon. Nickel look here out of Atlanta. Give right up the gut. McBride first down and more. Oh man! Chris Henry again.
Someone needs to check for him for concussion protocols on half time. My goodness. Another big shot this time from McBride, and you can see the power and running game. Carolina loves this. Just getting their backs up between the middle and just letting them go to work. And we'll see here if they pass this time.
South to throw. South sidearm sling. Caught. And that's a first down to Harish Prasad. And now Carolina going to take a timeout. Jacob, I was just going to say they got to watch the clock.
Yeah, that was a good call. They tried to get in the outside. Didn't quite have enough on it to push Harish out. But still, first down's a first down. They're going to have to work through their timeouts here, unfortunately. But another spread receiver formation.
Got to take care of the football. That's something Matt South has been good at historically this season. Looking to throw, fires bottom of the screen. Harish Prasad dives, catches, picks up 7, and Carolina burns number 3.
Similar play, couldn't quite get out of bounds. He just ran the out route, that receiver position on the right-hand side. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, Matt South has been very good at protecting the football. The only error he's made was that near pick 6 to Grant Hardaway in the first quarter, but since then has been very efficient.
Two receivers, top of the screen. South to throw, fires. That is caught. Floated it over the top. Now going to go hurry up. Nice catch there by DeSantis. His first of the game. First down, goal to go. South looking to throw, fires back in the end zone. DeSantis again! Touchdown, Carolina! The Skyhawks strike.
Back-to-back catches to the tight end, and we have a ball game. Hashtag throw to the tight end. And Carolina just coasted downfield there in good time. They had under 3 minutes on the drive. In total, it probably took about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to get downfield and get the score. And, you know, Atlanta scored 17 in the first quarter, and all of a sudden Carolina have scored 14 unanswered in the second. And it creates a very interesting second half.
Yeah, these two teams going back and forth, refuse to give up. And Carolina, like you said, that second quarter, they've owned so far, 14-17. Carolina climbing back in it with a 10-play, 76-yard drive.
Yeah, Matt South had the yips in the first quarter, but he's since shaken that off, and that's huge for Carolina. Atlanta's defense just doesn't quite have the stranglehold on the game as it did in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, Matt South now 9 of 13. Falco with this return. Falco still on his feet and brought down at the 32. Matt South 9 of 13 for 86 yards. And Jacob, get this, his 86th yard went to number 86, 4-6. Vince DeSantis with a touchdown. A lot of 86s around here today.
There you go. That's one to chalk up later on in the game when you're placing your highlight reels. But yeah, it's crazy to think. I think he had only the 3 incompletions in that opening half, and since then has gone 9 from 10 or something ridiculous like that. He's been very efficient, Matt South, but the receiving core has also stepped up massively. See if Atlanta gun for it here with 30 left on the clock.
From their own 32, we'll see what they do. Dynasty going to roll out. Dynasty slings one. Oh, wide open receiver, but Finnemore, the throw was offline, and it's incomplete.
Gee, and that would have been interesting had he have reeled that in, because he still had plenty of space to go into had he have caught it, Finnemore, but that's a rare error between those two. Usually that connection has been very efficient so far today. Same formation. I wonder if they'll roll out again.
Would be rolling to the bottom of the screen. Nope, just a straight drop. Dynasty throws backside, caught. Oh, shakes the tackle, Arlette. Shakes it again and steps out of bounds after picking up 4. That one was a good 4-yard pass that almost went the other way.
Well, you're right. I mean, well, like, it was pretty risky. You don't want to be taking any chances. He was such little time left on the clock. I wonder, you think they may run it out here, but with 3 receivers on the field, they're going to pass this.
Nickel look here out of Carolina. Finnemore will step back and move from bottom to top of your screen. He's the slot receiver and the leading receiver for Atlanta. 3 catches, 38 yards tonight. Dynasty, 5-step drop. O'Brien blocking off his back foot. Finnemore climbs the ladder. Atlanta elects not to use a timeout. They're all back at the line already. Dynasty pitch, PDG off the right side. Hollywood stiff arm. Hollywood shoved down. And now Atlanta will use a timeout.
I'm not sure what the call was there. I thought, you like being in the formation because it created a play earlier, and I get that part of it, but they go to the toss instead of going to the air attack. But we'll see here if they try and draw up. No, they're not. They're just going to run this out.
I formation. Probably get one more Hollywood run here off this right side. Hollywood shakes, bakes, and is finally brought down there on the outside. And that will do it for this first half of play. Atlanta 17, Carolina 14. And the Skyhawks climbed back in it in the second, but Atlanta still clinging on to that 3-point lead.
Well, you said it, Andy, at the end of the first quarter that this was perhaps going to be a game with 4 quarters, and well and truly in that opening half, we've seen 2 very, very different teams in both quarters. First half, Atlanta scored 17 unanswered, then Carolina came back for 2 scores unanswered, and Matt South announced himself in the game. Both running games are well established, and it was just a sense of which defense was in control of the game at different points. But a very interesting second half to come up here. Do not take your eyes off this game. Either team can come out and snatch this, but really, I mean, it's hard to predict what needs to happen for either team. It's just both teams have played excellent quarters so far.
Yeah, huge game so far. Hollywood kind of leading the charge there, 120 yards for him on 20 carries, 2 scores. But both teams had the opportunity here in the second half. It is a tight one, Jacob. Neither team running away with this one, and that really is what you love to see in the SFL, is 2 teams going into the second half with a chance to win.
Absolutely, and anything can happen in this second half. Both teams have shown that they're capable of putting points up, but Atlanta need to re-establish themselves here. Carolina could retake the lead here on the opening drive of the half.
Kick is away. Carolina will start with the football, and Harish Prasad is going to bring it out across the 20, 25, spins, and is brought down there at the 26. Met South, 69% completion percentage today. That's pretty nice, and he's got 2 scores and a pick to boot.
Carolina will like the efficiency and the completion percentage from Matt South, and they need more of that so far today. It looked good in the stages of the second quarter there, and the connection to Riley Quintero was particularly impressive for the score, and he also hit Vince DeSantis for the second score, so he's getting a lot of targets involved.
Split twins. Here's South. Short drop, quick throw, caught. Quintero picks up 4 to start this second half off.
And again, looking to hit his #1 receiver, but so far it's been good. Good viewing for Carolina's offense. Just we'll see if they can get more out of Ike McBride as the tailback. And Atlanta's run defense has been pretty stout for the most part.
Only 2 offensive players not with a 3-point stance, and it's a throw. South fires offline, incomplete. What a formation to throw out of.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, look, you've got 2 tight ends on the depth chart. You can sort of afford to bring out a formation like that and try and lure Atlanta's defense into a false sense of security. That time it falls incomplete, but DeSantis was open. It wouldn't have gained much, though. 3rd down here, split spread.
Drop, South, stands, has time, fires, a pick! Intercepted for Atlanta! Moose Papadao!
And that's huge, massive, because we said earlier about how, Matt South has done a really good job so far this season of protecting the football. Atlanta, that's an athletic play by Moose Papadao to get up and take that one away. Great read defensively, but also did well to leap up and take that out of the air, and that's a huge play for Atlanta. That could really shift the momentum of the game once again.
He had thrown 1 pick coming into today's game. He's thrown 2 today against this Atlanta secondary. They are locking it down. Swarm, take over, give. Hollywood, left side on the pitch. Hollywood, down the sideline, spins one more time, and he's tackled. What a run from BDG.
Yeah, and he is right back to it, BDG Hollywood. That's going to put him closer to 150 yards on the afternoon, but another dirty stiff arm from BDG Hollywood to get the run going, and that time didn't need a lead blocker. The space was already there for him off the back of that move, and yeah, look at that, 6.5 on the average for 140 off 21. That's a very good stat line, and his best game of the season easily.
Spread look for Dynasty. Nickel look here. They give Hollywood a run up the middle. Hollywood, oh man, stonewalled there. Ibari, in England. That kid is a star.
Oh, he is. And you talk to the coaching staff in Carolina about how effective and how important he is in the backfield for Carolina's defense. He is a huge player, so versatile he could play pass coverage, but in that situation there, he was up in the middle of the box, makes the play defensively. Good tackle.
Dynasty throws, almost picked off. Oh my gosh. Tristan Hatley. Oh, baby.
Oh, he should have had that one, Tristan Hatley. That was very close to being taken away, and Atlanta dodged a real bullet there. That was a weird pass from Dynasty. Not sure what he saw there as the play developed. They're going to bring 4 wide out here. Look for Finnemore again.
4 wide, Hollywood, the lone back in the backfield. Dynasty drops, pressure coming. Dynasty moves the pocket, fires off his back foot. Caught! Siege Falco! What a grab for 6!
Atlanta go through bouts where they don't look at Siege Falco for a large portion of the game, and this time, you might not be able to target him, but you cannot forget about the fact that he is still an elite receiver. And that's a huge play. Took contact in the end zone, and Atlanta completely unfazed by the shifting momentum in that second quarter. They come out with a pick by Moose Papineau and then go downfield, take it 35 yards downfield. Brilliant throw by Dynasty to end the drive, and Siege Falco, with his first target, gets a score, and Atlanta push it back out to 10.
12-yard grab, like you said. First of the night for Siege. That was a huge one as Atlanta now extends the lead back out to 10 off of the interception from the Moose.
Vintage Atlanta Swarm, they're back.
Kick is away, and this one will be brought out. Harish Prasad trying to make some damage of it. Spins again. Harish Prasad still on his feet. Out across the 30, and Prasad steps out of bounds at the 34. What a run back.
Yeah, it's good, and they need little things like that to keep the momentum going here for Carolina. That last drive ended disastrously. They couldn't have afforded to start it the way they did, and then Atlanta go and score on the preceding plays. So Carolina need to get back to what was working in that second quarter. It could really be one of those games where both teams kind of have 2 quarters where they absolutely dominate, and it ends up being very close, but we'll see. Carolina need to step up here.
Tight end down on the line, 3 receivers wide, single back in the backfield is McBride. That is DeSantis, who's going to move from bottom to top of the screen. Nickel look here out of Atlanta. Play clock down to 5. South gives right side Ike McBride. McBride shakes one but can't shake the second one. Sean Allen makes that play. The safety convert to linebacker.
Yeah, and this Atlanta run defense has been very good so far today. McBride has had a good night, all things considered, but Atlanta have had multiple plays like that where they've been able to stop her early. See again.
Oh, she shoved a blocker. Flag comes in. She was trying to find room to the outside, and she had to tell Chris Cross to get back in there. Face mask is the call.
It's against Atlanta's defense. I wonder if that was the tackle on McBride or if it was something unrelated, but Atlanta with narrow defensively, and that gives just a bit of a momentum. They've crossed halfway here, Carolina.
Split backs, twins to the top of the screen. McBride now going to flex out into the tight end spot, so now it's Hanzo who's going to get the carry right up the gut. Hanzo shakes through one. Hanzo picks up 6. Hattori has been a force in the run game as well.
And he has been all season, and he's the more efficient of the 2 backs for Carolina, but we've grown to expect through the last few seasons where Hanzo has been in the system of Carolina's offense that both backs will be threats out of the backfield, and both have been tonight.
Give McBride gets a couple. Hanzo kind of ran through the line there, didn't end up blocking anyone, and Chris Henry makes the play.
Chris Henry gets a bit of revenge on that last drive, if you remember. Got planted into the ground on 2 separate occasions, and it gets a little bit of revenge there on Ike McBride. Big third down here for Carolina.
Yeah, a bigger revenge would be a stop here and forcing Carolina to make a decision on a long field goal. Flip out, McBride headed right, and McBride falls forward for a yard. Cree Higgins with pursuit. This is a big decision here for the Skyhawks.
Yeah, I wonder, I fancy that this is just outside of Malone Brown's range, but Cree Higgins coming across from that inside linebacker spot makes a play and forces them into another punt.
I'd almost consider going for it, too, at the position of the field you're on, but they are going to punt. Punt is away, down here at the 14, and Falco runs it right back out of bounds, but picks up a couple.
Yeah, you wonder if we're getting to the point where you need to be aggressive to try and make up the deficit. Hanzo had 2 very good carries early on in the drive. I wonder, had they have handed it off to him to the outside, if he would have gotten the first down. No chances taken by Carolina. They give it straight back.
Atlanta takes back over. 5:53 to go in the third. Dynasty rolls out. Dynasty slings one. Caught. Boo Chisholm, welcome to the football game. A first down for number 80.
There's Boo. We've seen Siege for the first time in the half. Now we've got Boo. And again, we've seen a couple of times Atlanta where they've waited almost to get their 2 starting receivers involved in the game. This time again, the second half provided them both with their first receptions, and I'll see again a spread formation. They just love targeting Finnemore out of the slot.
Give right up the middle. BDG shakes 1, shakes 2. Oh, and walloped! Monte Wyatt says, hello, have some of that.
Absolutely, he's seen more than enough, and we've got a game update. We'll send it to Commissioner Cameron Irvine after, I'm assuming after this play. We'll see if this gets blown up again.
Sure. 2nd and 8, 3 receivers wide, 4-3 look here out of Carolina. Finnemore moves from bottom to the top of the screen. Single back is Hollywood. Dynasty will take the snap. Quick throw. That one's picked off. We're not going anywhere. Stick it right here. That is an interception for Danny Stinson.
Well, it's been Matt South who's made the errors in the passing game so far today, but this time Dynasty throws one that just was overhit. Well, perhaps it was a bit too late trying to look. I think it was one at Arlette that he was looking at, and the pass got to him too late and went straight through. Stinson collects it, and Carolina all of a sudden have the ball back.
Split pro look here. Matt South and the offense with the football back. Stinson grabs it away. Give right up the middle. Hanzo shakes 1. And now we'll send it to Cameron Irvine for the game break from the studio. Cam?
Thank you, Andy. Motor City hosting Queen City today, and Trellis Blanton, who had no interceptions in his first 3 games, has 2 in the first half. They've just gone to the half. Motor City leads 28-10 over the Corsairs. Back to you in Atlanta.
Thanks, Cam. Here in the Hive. Give right up the middle. McBride shakes through 1. Ike McBride through another. McBride wallop there on the back end. Oh, they are hitting out here. That's Chris Henry once more.
Well, good hit again by Henry, but it is a first down for McBride, and that's the most amount of room she seemed to have for quite a little bit so far this half. And so Carolina's offense just gets a little bit of momentum, and we'll see here. Continuing to go to the ground, you would think, the way that it looks at the moment. Atlanta are just giving them a little bit too much space.
4 to go in the third. Flip outside. Hanzo. Oh, Hanzo, the big man with the stiff arm. And a unit down the right-hand sideline. Hattori Hanzo down to the 2.
Yeah, and I saw that develop on the way that Atlanta's defensive call. There was only 1 player left on the far side. You see the way that it lined up. It was Henry that came across to save the day. The corner played up too far and got mowed over by Hattori Hanzo. That was a huge play by the fullback. Pushes it inside the goal line. This is where Carolina are very, very good. They know how to punch it in. This is where you really benefit from having a power run game.
First down, 1 to go. Down by 10. South to throw. Pressure coming. South fires off the backside. Oh, one-on-one, and Harish Prasad embarrasses the defender for 6.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was one of those plays you thought for sure coming out of that Joker's formation with the offset split backs that they were going to run that, and all of a sudden Matt South drops back, and in one-on-one coverage, Harish Prasad's able to reel this one in. Extra point pending. It's a 3-point ball game all of a sudden.
Took it right out of the breadbasket of the defender. It might have caught him off guard that they were even throwing from a yard out, but hey, points are points. Harish Prasad has now scored. 3rd different receiver from Carolina that has a touchdown catch.
Yeah, and worth noting as well, that's 9,000 career yards for Harish Prasad on the night, and I'm sure that's not going to mean so much to him at the moment, but Matt South has been 3 scores, 2 picks. Relatively efficient though still, but really good ball game here in Atlanta.
Finnemore will take a knee. Now available, free to download. You can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus, an emulator for 4K 23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at goretroid.com. Search SFL and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23 Retroid, the official console of the SFL. I have a Retroid and I use it daily. Dynasty fires down the middle, offline for Finnemore. Couldn't get his hand around that one.
Again, looking for Kyle Finnemore and that slot spot, but yeah, the Retroids are fantastic. What a good incentive for the league and a way to get this incredible league into your pocket, and so many have picked them up, and we see so many people using them, and they're just, yeah, an awesome product.
2 in the backfield, 2 bottom of the screen. 4 down linemen. Carolina's walked an extra guy up into the box. Seeing this, Dynasty will send Finnemore to the other side of the line. Joseph will kind of track him. Play clock down to 2. Give. Here is Hollywood up that left side. Hollywood picks up a couple before Monte Wyatt comes and says hello.
Yeah, Carolina have been sending these safeties up into the box quite a bit today, and it's been successful. Ibari Mugli, England, you'll see there the stat line for him, but also there Monte Wyatt gets home. It's been a very successful afternoon for Carolina's defensive game planning in that regard.
Here is Dynasty moving the pocket. Dynasty fires off the back foot. That is collected. Oh, Finnemore. One-on-one on the outside, and Dynasty's able to find him.
Absolutely, and again, it's that slot spot that has been very successful for Atlanta, and it has been for most of this season. They send him deep again. One-on-one coverage. He's able to reach up and get separation. Gets the play going, and that's big for Atlanta. Gets them a little bit of momentum. And Dynasty needed that after that pick on the preceding drive.
90 yards for Kyle Finnemore today. He's keeping up with Hollywood, who's got 148 on the ground, and they'll give him another carry. BDG off this right side. BDG almost into the open field. Wyatt collects him from behind.
Yeah, good save there by Monte Wyatt, but BDG gets a little bit of momentum. That's dangerous. Good block by Mitchell O'Brien, the fullback, and Arlette, I think it was the tight end, who got it downfield. That's it. Again, Atlanta's lead blocks have been excellent today, and it's a bit more momentum for BDG Hollywood as he proceeds into the Carolina half of the field.
Twins top of the screen here. They'll pitch it to him. Hollywood stuck behind some linemen and ends up getting brought down there. Mojo McLean with the tackle. 2nd down.
Yeah, that's carry number 26. He's surpassed the quarter century in touches today. Then it's I would imagine, I haven't got stats in front of me, but that seems to be his most used or his biggest night in terms of carries on the ground. They've definitely provided an emphasis on him tonight.
Give left side. BDG shakes one. BDG hurdles a man and taken down. No, he's shoved out. Oh, wow, what a run from BDG. The determination to not go down.
Let him cook, Atlanta. Let him cook. At the moment, it's this run game. Not only has he been excellent, I talk a lot about the lead blocks again. That time, BDG does it all on his own. It's been a mixture of both by and large tonight. But you see there, he's just continued. He's sat around that 6.5 average mark for seemingly the entire game. That's very impressive. And is a true reflection of what he's been done like today.
Pitch it to him one more time. Hollywood shakes one and spins over the tackle there of Diamond Blackwell. Another 5.
Yeah, keep it going. Downfield, it's the same thing. Just keep it moving, and they're going to keep going to the ground game until Carolina can get a hold of it again. He looks very dangerous.
If it ain't broke, Jacob. If it ain't broke. 50 seconds here to go in the third. Give Hollywood. Right side shakes one. Hollywood gang tackled there. Carolina bringing everyone out to try and make the play there.
And Mojo McLean gets another tackle there. He's had a couple where he's saved some big downfield plays, but I wonder, I feel as if Atlanta are just going to go straight back to the run here on third down.
3 yards to go. Give Hollywood. Hollywood shakes. McLean buries him. Shut down by Mojo McLean. That drive brought to you by Mojo McLean. He made plays all up and down the field.
Oh, absolutely. He was everywhere. It looked like there was 2 of him on the field, and makes back-to-back plays on the defensive end to force a 3 and out for Atlanta, and it was necessary that they got the stop there because it keeps it within 1 score for Atlanta leading into the final quarter.
Last play of the third is a Sammy Steele field goal. It's 27-21. 10 plays, 65 yards. Sammy puts it through. Don't go anywhere. We are going to read the rights, and we'll be right back here for the fourth.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome you back to Atlanta. Get your 4s, 86s, 68s, and 12s up in chat. 10 minutes on the clock to crown a winner here in Atlanta. Swarm out in front for that race. They are up by 6, but Carolina and Harish Prasad will get the football back. And Prasad will bring it out across the 25 and out to the 28 to start this one off. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the SFL. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. I tell you what, Jacob, I'm an APM Music user, believe it or not, and I love what APM Music provides, and I'm glad to have a partner like APM with the SFL. 2 great companies combining. Split twins for South. South protected really well. Fires to a wide open Hanzo down to the 45.
Yeah, they've used him a couple of times as a receiver. This time he gets a lot more room for by Atlanta. Atlanta didn't really pick him up properly there. He had a little bit too much space there. It looked like Diamond Blackwell had him initially, but he gets free, and that's a good way to start the drive. South coming off the back of a scoring drive. They can go downfield here and score again. They'll take the lead for the first time today.
Benjamin Warner and Gerald Smith right on the money at 137 for Matt South. McBride gets back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. This could be the drive for Carolina to go up on front.
You know, you don't want to jinx it, but it certainly looks that way, especially coming off the back of that previous scoring drive where they found Harish Prasad in the end zone, and it will continue to see this formation here spreading the receivers out until it's incomplete.
Looking for Quintero. Quintero's had a couple clutch catches tonight, but that one falls incomplete. 3rd down and 10.
He's had a score of his own. Matt South has found 3 receiving touchdowns, all to different players. Vince DeSantis got on the board as well, but a big 3rd down here for Carolina. Obviously, the bunch of the receivers on the left.
Single back is McBride. Here is South. Pressure coming. He floats backside. Wide open receiver catches it. Vince DeSantis found room.
And what a catch it was. I mean, he had contact as soon as it got to him, and he somehow was able to hold on to it. That is a tight end play. You see here, good coverage, as it were, but another fantastic catch by one of the downfield receivers for Carolina. And it gets the ball moving just a little bit more, and a big third down completion there. That'll give him a lot of momentum.
Jay Miraculous put a shot on him, but it wasn't soon enough. McBride floats down to this bottom of the line. 2 receivers to the top. They give Hanzo a pitch out to the left side. Hattori Hanzo picks up a couple. 2nd and 7.
It's been the Hanzo show for the last couple of drives as McBride has sort of faded out of the game a little bit. They've noticed that he's kind of been the one to get a bit of space on the Atlanta defense, so they're persisting with it. It's another offset eye package. Perhaps they'll go to McBride here.
Prasad moves to the bottom of the screen. Now just about 8 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter. South to throw. Protected. Fires. Caught. And collected. First catch of the game for Xavier Solomon.
Second season player Xavier Solomon is, again, another unique receiver for Matt South late in his ball game. That's a very nice throw off the back foot by the quarterback. Again, just got a bit of separation of Chris Henry, enough so that he could get free for the catch. And it was sort of one of those situations where I think Atlanta sort of expected the run, and Matt South catches them offside just a touch and moves into the red zone.
Eye spread look here. Short drop, quick throw, picked! Intercepted by Atlanta! Taken away by Sean Allen, the former safety.
Yeah, it was Sean Allen who made the tackle on the last play, I believe, to stop what was potentially a big play, and this time comes up on the defensive end with a pick. And in retrospect for Carolina today, the biggest glaring issue was that he's had 3 turnovers today, Matt South. Very uncharacteristic, but credit to Atlanta's defense. They have stepped up where necessary, and the offense has delivered when also called upon.
South 3 interceptions today. Dynasty fires. Boo Chisholm, one hand, picks up 9.
Yeah, you've just got to keep it going now, Atlanta. They've got the momentum with their offense, and that a big pick there from Short Allen will get the home crowd right into this final drive.
Atlanta going to try and take as much time off the clock as they can while still wanting to drive down and score. It's a tough balance for an offensive coordinator. Pitch out. Hollywood, right side, shakes one. Hollywood, could not evade Monte Wyatt's tackle out to the 32. He'll get first down, though.
Yeah, good carry by Hollywood, and Damon Simeon makes a great point in the chat there about Short Allen playing a bit of a hybrid linebacker position. He can really act as a strong safety as well as a linebacker. I mean, it's a very important piece for Atlanta to have on that defense. The amount of flexibility that provides from one of your star players is immense, and you saw it there. A big tackle followed by a big interception.
Hollywood is caught behind one of his offensive linemen. That block did not develop. The tackle made there by Shrevon Prasad, 2nd down.
Been a while since we've called Shrevon Prasad's name, and normally he would be a huge influence on the game of Carolina's defense. This time tonight, he just hasn't quite had the impact I think he perhaps won.
Nickel look here out of Carolina. O'Brien moves across the formation in front of Hollywood. Give off this right side. Hollywood right up the gut. Picks up a couple. Ibari, Amin England will take him down. 3rd and 4. This is your play if you're the Skyhawks.
Yeah, absolutely. They need a stop here, and it's this. Atlanta is still in their own half, so the field position's good. I wonder if they'll go back to the ground here. They are in the ace, so they're going to bring back both of those tight ends.
4 down lineman for Carolina. Dynasty looking to throw. Fires wide open. Finnemore. Finnemore down the right side, across the 30, across the 25, and out of bounds. first down, and Kyle Fenimore comes up big.
That is huge, and we could look back on that as a potential game-winning play. Third down, Atlanta need a play enough to get the first down. Instead, they go right downfield, but too much space given by Carolina's defense. Mojo McLean was one of the only guys back there, along with Ibari Ugly England, who makes the eventual tackle and pushes him out of bounds. But you can't afford to give a receiver that much space on third down. You've got to lock up. And you see there Fenimore eclipsing 100 yards for the second time this season in a game. He's been very good for Dynasty.
Now the clock is a major factor as Atlanta inside field goal range. Pitch and shut down. Trevon Prasad will get the tackle for loss, and it'll be second and long here. Hollywood couldn't break free.
Back-to-back good plays by Trevon Prasad in terms of defensive resolve, but Atlanta won't be too fazed by that. That big play by Fenimore has set them up in field goal range, so if anything, you can extend it out to beyond the score.
Hollywood up the gut, makes it third and a little more manageable. Little slow to get up as O'Brien helps him to his feet.
Well, this is decision time as an OC. Do you potentially try and pass to get the first down and risk turning the ball over, or do you just run it out and take the 3 points and take the safe lead to push it beyond the single score? See, it looks like they're going to pass it.
Dynasty protected well, fires deep down the middle of the field and incomplete. Was looking for Siege Falco in the end zone.
Well, you like it if he pulls it off, and he almost did. It was a good throw by Dynasty, just a bit too much to handle there for Falco, but it was in the general direction of where it needed to be. You see there, just falling off his back foot, too tough to reel that one in, but still, the benefit is that they're going to push this out to 9 points should Sammy Steele knock this one over, but this seems like a pretty straightforward attempt for a veteran kicker.
Have it right around the middle of the field for the place down. Steele has it up and good. It is a 9-point lead for Atlanta as they extend.
Yeah, which makes it very hard for Carolina, and Atlanta was successful in draining quite a good portion of the clock. They've taken it under 5 minutes to go in the game, and Carolina now need 2 scores to catch up here. It makes the task very difficult, but anything can happen. Carolina have shown that they can push the ball downfield, but they need to do it now.
Kick is away. Prasad going to run this one out. Harish Prasad out across the 25 to the 30-yard line. Good field position for Carolina to start this one off. Matt South comes back out.
Yeah, and again, it's been those 3 turnovers that South's had today that could potentially be the decisive factor both for Atlanta's defense and Carolina's offense. And we'll see here, you've got to try and get the ball downfield and leave yourself enough time to go back and score again. Quick drive is necessary here for Carolina.
Twins, split backs here for the Skyhawks to start this drive out. Matt South, 15 to 23, gives Hanzo a carry, and Hanzo rolls forward, picks up 8. He's been good in the running and the passing game tonight.
Yeah, and you can still afford to go back to the run here with still enough time left on the clock that you can potentially try and see if one of your backs can break one free downfield. Hanzo gets a good carry of 8, but it's important to establish yourself early on in the drive, just to, even though you need to take as little time as possible.
They'll run it again. McBride shut down. Chris Henry shot through like a rocket.
Huge play, and he's well and truly re-established himself in the game today. He had a couple of tough plays early on in the game, but since that point has been very important in Atlanta's defense in the run game. We'll see here, spread receivers, this could be huge.
South flips bottom of the screen. McBride has the first down and more and steps out of bounds smartly to stop the clock right around midfield.
Yeah, she did well there in that situation. It was a tough throw to make by Matt South, but gets it out to her, and she stops the clock as well. Crucially, Carolina can afford to take some time here to re-establish themselves and work out how to approach the rest of this drive. They're going to keep that triple look.
3 receivers wide. Single back is McBride. South drops, fires, sidearm throw. Oh, Prasad came up with it. Picks up 7. Now under 3.5 minutes to go. South stands, fires. That one's caught as well. Quintero down to the 34. 3 wide, 3:10 to go. South fires. That one is caught again. Prasad, another grab. South is lacing these right into double coverage. Under 3 to go. South drops, fires across the middle. Quintero can't hang on to that one.
Potential injury here on the field, Andy, or not. I was just going to say it was the 3rd and 4. I thought we were already at that point, but yeah, Matt South was really putting that into some tight windows for completions, and that was the one that I think they'll want back. Quintero nearly had it. It was a good throw again by South. Now changed the formation up.
South to throw, flips outside, Hattori Hanzo, and he'll step out of bounds short of the line to gain. Looks like he might have been able to make it, but stepped out to preserve some time. 4th down.
Yeah, well, here you go. This is where you wonder. I wonder if he could have still stopped the clock and got the 1st down, but decides to take no risks in that regard. And we'll see. It looks like they might be running this. Oh, they could kick the field goal and come back. That makes sense in retrospect. I understand this call.
Down by 9. They will fake it. Flip outside, caught. Turning upfield. Oh, what a play for Xavier Solomon. 6 for Carolina. They get tricky with it. What a play.
I tell you what, I've called a number of games so far this season. I've never seen that before in a long time. Not in any seasons that I've called games. Carolina, not only did they call it, very rarely do you see it called, but even more rarely do you see it executed to that degree. Solomon's 2nd catch of the game, and what a catch it is. What a call by Carolina. A huge risk involved in that. They could have potentially blown the whole game for themselves, but instead they turn it up, get the 6-pointer. Atlanta doesn't know what they've just seen. Carolina are going to push this back to 2.
Wow, the Skyhawks have been burned before by a fake field goal in their history. They burn Atlanta with one here at the Hive. The crowd has roared to silence as the Skyhawks are now only down by 2.
Wowee, what a finish we've got here in Atlanta.
Kick is away, and Siege Falco will take a knee at the back of the end zone. Atlanta out at the 20 will bring Bryant Dynasty, BDG, and this offense back out. Carolina looking for a stop.
Well, again, I like the call because there's still plenty of time left on that clock. Carolina have shown that they can't stop Atlanta's defense. This is huge. What a turn of events.
4-3 look here out of the Skyhawks. Split Twins look for Dynasty, who's throwing, and that one's incomplete.
Here we go. This is Carolina's defensive time to kick up, and it's all down now. You've got Carolina's pass defense has been good enough. It's interesting that they haven't gone to BDG on 1st down. You wonder if he'll get involved here, but they're going to keep in a passing set. Atlanta very aggressive.
3 wide, Hollywood in the backfield. 2:40 to go in the 4th. The clock is stopped. Dynasty throws outside, caught. Finnemore tackled down, picks up 7.
Here we go. Could get the 3 and out straight away, Carolina. That could be huge. Leave themselves with a heap of time. He potentially got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning here if they get the stop. This is massive.
Twin Jokers. Will they snap it before the 2-minute warning? They have to. Here's Dynasty. Short drop, looking to throw. Protected well. Now fires down the middle of the field. Incomplete! Knocked away there. They were looking for Arlette, and it did not find his hands. Dynasty. No flags on the field.
Here we go. 4th down. Carolina have got the stop they needed. And all of a sudden, this game has just shifted and Carolina are staring down the possibility again. They've got the 2-minute warning because of that incompletion. You know, had Atlanta have ran the ball there, they would have had the clock run into the 2-minute warning. Instead, Carolina are going to have it in their side here with the 3 timeouts.
And great field position to start. They just need 3 to take the lead. They are starting at their own 40-yard line. Atlanta was up 17-0. Carolina has not led tonight, will they? 2 minutes to go here at the High. Jacob Clear along with Andy Hamilton, Gerald Smith, Benjamin Warner in the stats truck, Cameron Irvine behind the scenes, and a shocker here to try and finish this one out. 2 minutes to play. South has thrown 3 interceptions today and 3 touchdowns. That one's tipped away and incomplete to start this drive off. Jay Miraculous got a hand to it.
Yeah, risky. Atlanta's defense, obviously, as you said, have taken the ball away a few times from Matt South today, but at time it falls harmlessly incomplete. But yeah, that's something he's got to avoid. He's got to be finding the better looks than that.
Split twins again. Minute 57, all 3 timeouts for Carolina. South drops, confidently throws down the middle, collected. Vince DeSantis, 1st down across midfield.
Yeah, South has definitely made a habit of looking for his tight ends, and just remember, I mean, the benefit for Carolina is a field goal gives them the lead, so they don't necessarily need the touchdown. And that's a huge play because it sets them up with field position with plenty of clock, and they can start looking to get their run game involved to close this out and run the clock back.
About 10 yards away from where you would need to try to kick a field goal. Flip outside, Hattori Hanzo running, still rolling, and Hattori Hanzo down to the 36-yard line.
Right on cue. Carolina running the football to close the clock down, and that's a very good run. 7 yards is a good start, and again, I don't think McBride's had a carry in some time. It seems like she's been very uninvolved. Perhaps that's a very important thing because she's fresh and could potentially be good for a good carry here as she gets it.
There she goes, McBride down the left sideline across the 25 and down to the 22. Carolina surely is in range now, and Atlanta holds their timeouts in their back pocket.
Yeah, well, this is crunch time now, and you would expect that they would start closing this out, but you can potentially use your timeouts here, but Carolina have got all the time in the world here with 1st down already in field goal territory.
Hanzo moves to the left side in the slot receiver position. Now down to 30 seconds in the 4th. South under center, taking the play clock down just about as far as it'll go. South to throw. Throws off his back foot. Caught! Collected by Xavier Solomon. Carolina hurries to the line, down to 13. Give McBride left side. Ike McBride stiff arm. McBride tackled down to the 6-yard line, and Carolina now takes a timeout.
Go, it's crunch time, but Carolina just need to hold onto the ball here. You potentially, you might want to, no, they're going to take it. 7 seconds will be left on the clock here, you would think, provided that Atlanta don't return the kick, but they're going to waste no time.
Malone Brown out, snap, down, hold, kick, up, and good! Carolina, for the first time tonight, leads 31-30. They came all the way back.
And not a bad time at all to retake the lead for the first time tonight. They've got the lead with 7 seconds left on the clock here. Atlanta potentially only got one shot at it. They need this field goal to go into the back of the end zone to save time. If I'm Carolina, you whip out the old squib kick here, if that's even available to them. But just, try and keep it in the field of play.
5 seconds on the clock. This one deep in the end zone. They'll bring it out. Kyle Finnemore. This will be the last play of the game. And Finnemore is wrestled down. Carolina, with a fake field goal, has absolutely shocked the Hive in Atlanta and will come out of here 3-1 on the second to last play of the game. Wowee, what a game!
Unbelievable, Andy, but what a finish. It deserved a fake field goal finish, and a fake field goal finish is what we got. What a win by Carolina. Atlanta, unbelievably, have never started 0-3. Now they're 0-4. This is the worst record they've had since that 4-8 season that they had all those seasons ago. And now, all of a sudden, Carolina are going to potentially take hold of the Atlantic Division on the back of a game that it looked for sure that was forever out of their hands, and all of a sudden they whip out one of the wackiest plays that they would have in their entire playbook, perhaps one that would not have been called in many other circumstances, but a huge win for Carolina and a great effort. Great effort by Atlanta, and we're very, very close to pulling it out of the fire, but they fall short.
What a game. It was all Atlanta in the first quarter. It was all Carolina in the second. They battled back and forth and back and forth. But when it really came down to it, Carolina had the gusto to get it done on the road. What a game. Well, Jacob, we got to name a player of the game. I'm giving mine to Mr. Mormon, the backup quarterback for Carolina. He has the gusto to go out there and throw a fake field goal touchdown, and he holds for the game-winning kick.
Well, it's got to be, doesn't it? I mean, that's the game-winning play, in effect, because that play could have effectively lost the game for Carolina, but in turn, it won them the game. And a huge moment in the game, and that'll be posted on the highlight reels all over the league in the next couple of days.
Carolina gets it done. They move to 3-1. Atlanta falls to 0-4. For Jacob Clear, Gerald Smith, Benjamin Warner, and Cameron Irvine, I'm Andy Hamilton. Thank you, and we will see you next week for the SFL.